Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Look, that is how it's going to be soon.
What?
The background.
You think so?
I think so.
Look, it's still snow out there. And,
I know.
And you
I can see grass, though. It's happening.
Crazy weekend we had.
Yeah.
So wake up Sunday to a couple inches
I had to
of snow.
shovel snow.
You had to shovel
After
snow.
the previous day was like in the low 50s.
Yeah.
Then I'm shoveling snow. But we know where we live, so you can't complain about it.
It's always, when they say the first day of spring, you can guarantee it's probably going to be snowing.
Yeah,
So.
but we still love it here.
You're running away to Florida.
Going to Florida
next week.
Yep.
So we'll get a break from.
Yeah.
Tyler's going to get a break from us. So.
Yeah, I will be gone, unfortunately.
Good. Well, we've got a great show lined up for tomorrow, but let's talk about last week.
Hey, we had Chance Pal.
Chance Pal.
That kid's doing cool stuff and really helping people that are navigating, kind of
senior
difficult.
years.
Yep.
We're approaching those years,
Yeah,
so
it's gonna happen.
We know all about that. But yes, the Chance did a great job. If you need any type of guidance, whether it's for yourself or for loved ones, there's no better person to go to. It doesn't cost you any different to employ him. So either you can go out and do all the work and figure it out yourself, or you could just let him do it.
Yeah, and he's very knowledgeable. I took about 15 minutes of his time afterwards and asked him some questions with things that we're dealing as parents get older, right?
Yep.
So it's a great service, great guy.
Yep.
Just anyway. Can't speak
enough of Senior Solutions.
Yep.
So absolutely great. But we've got Dr. Cordell Pickering. Oh man, what a family this guy comes from. Great business history here in eastern Idaho, and actually in some in Montana too. But what a great family the Pickering family is. And Dr. Cordell is lighting it up here in eastern Idaho with his physical therapy.
Looks like he's getting the scale thing down or figuring some things out there. We'll talk about that with him. Yeah.
Yep. So we're excited to have Dr. Cordell Pickering here today from Pick PT Therapy. And but let's talk about our sponsors, because we can't do this show without them.
Yeah, how about them? BBSI, they were the first guys we went to talk to. They have stepped up last year and this year.
Yep.
And, even if they weren't sponsors, these are guys that I refer people to all the time.
100%.
Hey, who do you know that can help me hire people? Go talk to BBSI.
Yep.
Or payroll or exit strategies. I mean, the list goes on and on in terms of what they can do.
It is just absolutely, you can't get better for a human resource company. Bullpine Marketing, Ryan Jose. He keeps us active on our website, keeps everything up to date. We appreciate that. New Line Media, wow.
Yeah.
Go through and talk about some of the things that
Tyson
does here.
He's trying to grow that business, and he's done a great job, but he can help with marketing, task automation, events, drone footage.
Live streaming we're doing right now.
If you have a need for live streaming, Tyson is definitely someone that knows how to do that.
Aerial photography. We've shown some of the ads that he put together for the Innovation Center. Absolutely does great work with aerial photography, animation, content creation. There's just a lot of great things that Tyson does well with New Line Media. So, and of course, the best kept secret of Idaho is
SBDC. Anybody that's looking to start a business, or maybe you are in that 1 to 3 year period where you're kind of like holding on, right?
What do we do next?
Can
we do that? Can we grow? Can we not?
Yeah, coming in, SBDC is always offering great classes, and you got people like Brian and myself and Dave Nowak that are there that we've got some experience in, and just getting another set of eyes on it, or just setting up LLCs. I mean, the list goes on.
We can do it all, and there's no charge to do it. So check out IdahoSBDC.org, and then last and not least is
that Idaho Innovation Center. Let me tell you, the guy running that thing has done some amazing things during his tenure, and I know that I'm sitting next to him, but just tell us how many jobs have been.
Keep on going, buddy.
He pays me well to say these things. But how many jobs have been created in the past, let's say, 5 years?
Maybe? Over 1,000 jobs have come out of the Innovation Center, and it was amazing as we did some checking the other day. 93 million in new revenue into the area thanks to the Idaho Innovation Center over the last 2 years.
And I'm going to say you have a big hand in that, because the clients that go in and rent space, they get it at a slightly reduced rate, right? Mm-hmm. But they also get you as a coach.
Yep.
And you have a very high success rate, because there's not a high success rate in that 1 to 5 year period of time in new business. And we're seeing a very high success rate at the Idaho Innovation Center.
Yeah, we turned the ratios around. So the 95% of businesses usually fail within the first 5 to 7 years. Ours is 95% success ratio.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So yeah, we appreciate our sponsors. Let's talk about the Grow Business class that we have coming up here. Starts next week. So it starts at the same time we're going to be actually on next week. So Tuesday at 2 o'clock. It starts on March 29th. We're holding the class at College of Eastern Idaho. The class is only $395. I can guarantee it. I put my mouth behind this one, that if you don't get the value just out of the manual, let alone attending one of the 10 classes, that manual
I'm
alone,
going to say I still refer to it. I still have that. It's in my office at my house. There's times where I'm like, wait, what was the steps on something? And anyway, that manual is really it's a textbook. That textbook is awesome.
It is a college textbook that's actually taught in classes. This is if you're in the phase of doing any type of growing in your business, this is a class that you should be at. $395 is pennies compared to what the value you will get out of that class. It's a commitment. It's 10 weeks of class, and if you need to do it via Zoom, we can even handle that.
Yeah.
We've got a couple people that have signed up that are going to be gone for a couple weeks, and they're going to do it by Zoom. So we will be doing it via Zoom as well. So check that out. You can go to idahospdc.org and check and learn more about that. So great. Let's today.
Yeah.
Let's not wait any longer, but let's talk. We're going to show a couple ads here that will kind of explain what PIC PT is all about, and some of their offices, and you'll see some of the workings and the employees and things that they do. So let's show a couple of the ads that they have.
When you come to PIC PT, you have individualized care. You have a therapist who is specially trained in a lot of different things. You getting better is what makes us happy. You mean things to us. The fun thing about physical therapy is you're kind of like a detective. When you find the solution and the patient gets better and their function is better and their life is better, the ability to be active into their later years, be as active as they want to be with their kids, with their grandkids, that's what means the most to me. Just keep moving, live life moving. That's what you got to do. When you come through the door, you become a part of the PIC PT family. And I think patients sense that, man, all of these people care about me. We have values here that help an individual become everything that they want to become. Moving is so vital to the human experience. We live in such a wonderful place with so many outdoor things, and all that requires movement. It's just so important for enjoyment in life, for happiness. And that is what PIC PT is, and that's what we're all about.
Well, and as we're talking, you use Ryan Jose, or have used him. So one of our sponsors at Volpine, that guy gets out and does it all.
Yeah,
so
that
was the video was great, and Ryan shot that or helped put that together.
Yep.
That's great.
That's absolutely great. What a great couple videos to introduce what you're doing. I got to say that you got one of the best men I know in the world there working for you. So Nate Hunsaker, Dr. Nate Hunsaker, has joined. It was actually partners with you.
Yes, yeah.
And and I gotta just say, man, there's no better person than that. But let's talk about your family. What's some lineage you come from being in business here in this area? Your dad, Brad, started some businesses. Talk about that and kind of what got you into this.
Yeah, so my dad, he has owned a towing company and mechanic and auto body shop for, he says 50 years, but I'm pretty sure it's like 30, 40 years. But so we're just right next to Costco. That was kind of an interesting thing to see Costco come up. And Lincoln Road, like I grew up on that road, and to see how busy it's gotten over the years. And now that Costco's there, it's even busier. But so I've helped my family with the towing companies. We have 5 towing companies, and I'm not doing as much as I used to, just because my physical therapy company's, grown, and
But they've expanded to having the storage containers,
Yeah.
and they've expanded into Montana. Are they still doing it up there?
So yeah, we do.
Island Park?
We have like locations in Island Park, near Montana and Spencer, Ryrie, Idaho. We have a location there, and we go everywhere. So it's good to see that grow. And the shipping container business has grown a lot. And I have a younger brother that manages that, and he does a good job.
Oh, that's great. And then, so you graduated from Bonneville High School, and then you went to what I call the best school in the world, the Utah State. Go Aggies.
Yeah.
So got to give a little plug for some Aggies
All
if we ever got. We have had a few on the show. So and then you decided to go into physical therapy, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, I've always liked helping people, and I enjoyed sports. So when I was 16, that's when I decided I wanted to open my own practice.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, did like an English paper and took it more seriously, and looked at the projections for physical therapy down the road, and it looked really promising.
Yeah.
So I decided that's what I was going to go into. And plus, physical therapy, you don't have to work on the weekends with my family's business.
You were working nights and weekends.
You're always open, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Smart businessman
24/7.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been good though. It's been a journey. It took me to be a physical therapist. It's 7 years of schooling, so you got to do your undergrads 4, and then 3 years for
3
your
years after
doctorate.
that.
Yeah, so it's been good.
And so when did you come back to the area? How long have you been back?
I've been back for, I think it's been like 4 years.
Yeah.
I moved back. I actually did an internship with Nate, and I worked at that company before I even went to PT school.
Uh-huh.
Nate's actually like a big part of the reason why I got into, physical therapy, because he's the one that hired me on as like a physical therapy tech.
Oh.
So I did an internship there. Nate was a great mentor to me, and then kind of pushed me along to open my first clinic up in Rexburg.
And then joined you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat them, join them. So
Yeah.
absolutely good. So talk about how you've expanded in the different locations that you have.
Yeah, so our Rexburg location's was my first location. We opened that in December of 2019. So kind of like not the best time to open.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one similar, so yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so I opened that up there, and up in Rexburg, really fun place to work, because you get a lot of college students that are from everywhere. I've seen patients from Africa, from Europe, from Canada, so it's been really fun to see students from everywhere. And then I opened my second location in Idaho Falls, and that's the nice thing about that location is it's right next to Costco.
Yeah.
So it's in a big warehouse, and it's like a sports performance gym.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we have another company that I own, a part owner of. It's called Apex Fitness and Performance.
Yeah.
So we do like sports performance training, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, strongman stuff. So it's been great to be there. So I see a lot of athletes there. Then just probably been about 3 months ago, we opened our Rigby location.
Yeah.
So it's just near Rigby Lake, and that's, it's in a really nice location there. And the physical therapist there, his name's Dr. Dylan Ray, and he's local to Rigby. And
He's a younger kid.
yeah, he's been out of school for a couple years, but he's great. He's worked with me, and he's already been growing the practice quite a bit. We're actually going to be probably hiring someone in the next couple months there, another provider. So it's been great. So
That's awesome.
So then you, instead of just coming out of school opening one, you've started scaling and opening multiple. Do you see yourself being more of managing, even though you probably already are, but are you going to stay, you want to do the PT services that you provide, or what's kind of your game?
That's a great thought, because as a provider, a medical provider, you're busy seeing patients all the time, so having time outside of work is managing the business. So that's been kind of and I have 5 kids as well, so it's like I'm juggling a lot of different things. So in the next 1 to 2 years, I will be switching over. I won't be seeing patients anymore, and then I'll be switching over to just management only. And that's just
that is a great entrepreneur that has the vision to be able to do things like that. So
so that we're excited to see where the company brings us in the next couple of years. I know we're going to be opening up 2 more clinics next year, so we're
Wow.
pretty excited about it.
So can you divulge where? Another one maybe here in Idaho Falls?
Yeah, we have one in Idaho Falls, and then the other one we haven't finalized where it's going to be yet, but
Wow.
it will be happening.
So do you find then that opening them from scratch is a better way to go than maybe an acquisition?
I
or-
just look for opportunities such as like things just kind of come out naturally. So if
Right.
there's a location that we could potentially purchase that's already an established location, then we'll do that. As far as how things have been right now, we've been able to open like locations up by scratch and have been
And do
very
well.
successful
Yeah.
doing it. So whatever the opportunities come, we'll just see. But I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely options we've considered though.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's,
how is so you opened up 4 or 5 months before COVID hit. What was the effects of COVID on your business?
Yeah, so in Rexburg, that was probably like one of the worst places that happened.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this, BYUI completely closed down, and a lot of my patients, like probably half of my patients that were students, were like, "Yep, going
see you
home."
later.
See you later.
Yeah, so that was a little stressful. I switched over to some of my patients that weren't comfortable coming into the clinic, and I did home health, so I'd go to their house. So I'd like see patients in Rexburg, and then I'd go up to Ashton and
Wow.
see patients in Ashton. So there was definitely some traveling, but as a small business owner, like during that time, you did what you had to do.
it, right?
Put
Yeah.
the mask on and traveled.
But that was never part of, hey, this is how we're going to run the business. But like
No.
you said,
You adapted.
sometimes you
Yep.
have to pivot and hope that the pivot goes away, right?
Yep.
Like that you
Yeah,
don't
and it
necessarily want to do
it
that.
went fine.
Yeah.
So it went down, but thankfully, like towards the end of the 2020, things started picking back up again, and now we are actually much busier than we ever have been at all 3 of our clinics. So it's been really good.
And what type of demographic then do you see as your core? Because you're there at Apex, you're kind of, in my understanding, is you're helping maybe high school athletes perform at a higher level, potentially getting college scholarships and things like
Yeah.
that, playing sports, right? But who is it that you're taking people with nagging aches and pains to try to fix that, or who's your demographic? That
Yeah,
you're
so
after?
I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's based on the location that you're at. So like our Rexburg location, we're split pretty even. We have 50% are probably
Students.
college age students because of BYUI, and the other 50s, patients that are probably 30 and over in that area. I'm pretty split actually in my Idaho Falls location, and the reason for that is because I specialize in treating spine patients. So we see a lot of people that are at sit-down jobs. They start noticing back pain when they're sitting frequently. So, and then also with Nate, he's a back specialist, so he taught me, and I have a lot of connections with spine doctors, and they send patients, and the ages range quite a bit. But I do see quite a few younger aged athletes. This gym is more catered towards that. So
Right.
I do see quite a few athletes there as well. And Rigby's a good mix of everything.
Yeah. And then what is, I got to read it. What did I say?
Vestibular.
Yeah,
Weird.
vestibular rehab.
So he says Dr. Pickering has special interest in orthopedic, spine, sports, and vestibular rehab.
Yeah, so that's a great question. There's a lot of people that aren't aware, and that's a goal of mine actually, is to get the general public be aware of what vestibular rehab is, because basically with vestibular rehab, that has to do with having vertigo. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of like common things, like people would say, my crystals are out and I need to get them back in. I got vertigo. And vestibular rehab just has to do with the problems with the inner ear. So I treat patients that have, which that's called BPPV, that condition where people have like crystals out and they are going around. They're actually called otoconia, and they're made of calcium carbonate. And that condition is called benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. So that's a pretty simple thing to treat. You don't have to go to the ER. A lot of people go to the ER because they're worried about like they're having a stroke. And so you can actually come to a physical therapist, see me, and then it's something that's treated within 2 to 3 treatments. And then I see concussions. So patients that have concussion issues will have dizziness. We also see patients that have vestibular neuritis issues or labyrinthitis issues. So everything with inner ear. And it has sometimes it's patients that have just gotten older and their inner ears aren't functioning like they used to, so their balance isn't as good and they're a higher fall risk. So at my gym in Idaho Falls, I mean, there's a lot of younger patients, but I get patients with Parkinson's or MS that they're a higher fall risk, and I reduce their fall risk. And one great story I have, one of my patients, her husband, they're in their 70s, and she's had MS for a long time, and he had to get up, her husband had to get up every night, like 2 to 3, probably twice a night, to help her get to the bathroom, because every time like she would go, if he wasn't there, she would fall.
Yeah.
And so I saw her for probably like after 2 to 3 months, he was like, you know what, I've like been able to sleep throughout the whole night.
Yeah.
So like she's been able to, you know, live life moving, which is one of our slogans for our company, better. And now he's living an elevated life by getting a full night's sleep and being able to help her out during the day. So just one of the cool stories that we have.
Well, kind of funny. My father-in-law is a retired doctor. He's still a doctor. I guess you're not ever retired, right? But my wife was having some dizziness and asked him about that. And so this is the second time I've had someone explain this to me in the past like 4 or 5 days, which is really interesting to hear what can cause the disease. So, so how do you attack that then? Or what's the plan there?
So with treating those type of things that they have vertigo, it just depends on what's going on. So if you come and see me or one of our other physical therapists that are trained in vestibular rehab, there's tests that we can do to kind of get a little bit of a determination if this is something that can be treated pretty quickly, or if you need to go see an ear, nose, and throat doctor. It's basically like if you have the most common condition that people have, which is BPPV, you can treat that by doing these Knelleth repositioning maneuvers, where you're actually putting people back and putting their heads in certain positions to get those stones to go through these tubes, and then they go back in the right place. So, and it's kind of cool because you can actually, based on what the eyes do, it can tell you a story on what canal is having issues, where the stones are. So I can see based on what the eye does, it's kind of like a puzzle, and I can solve it based on what I'm seeing in the eyes. So it's kind of
I am sending my dad to you.
Yeah.
He is a little bit wobbly, and we just have to go to catch him almost every time he gets up, and that may be something that he needs some help with. So expect a referral from my father. So good. Well, kind of you had some your keys to success. We provide a fun, memorable experience at our physical therapy clinics. We consider our patients to be part of the PIC PT family. We get our patients back to what they love doing and living life moving. Our employees feel like they're a great part of the PIC PT family. What's some great advice? What's some other advice that you would give other entrepreneurs out there that are looking at either doing their own business or are struggling in their business?
So I think making sure that your employees are happy. One thing that we enjoy doing is we have 2 events that we do a year. So during Christmas, we do a big Christmas party. Everyone comes, we have a fun time, and I'm giving prizes out to everyone. And so that's another one. And then another one that we're doing actually at the start of April is we're going to go to, I think it's called Bunker Village, to have a paintball thing where all the employees are invited. We're going to have a big
team
paintball
building.
Yeah, exactly. A team building exercise. And then we're going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings for some wings after there. So having it be like creating an environment for your employees where they enjoy coming to work, and that they're not like resenting Monday coming into work, makes a huge difference. I was just talking to one of our students that's a physical therapy assistant, and I hired her this week because she's like, I love this place. Like, the atmosphere is amazing here. So she just, because of that fun atmosphere that we have, it makes a huge difference, and it will help with productivity for your employees, and basically you'll be, more successful for your practice or business.
Very cool. No, I think, our employees are our biggest asset, right? They truly are. So where are you finding your new employees? Like you said, she's a student. Where was she going to school?
So she's going to school at BYU Idaho.
Okay, so you can pull from
so we
local
get
area.
But we also get students that come from different areas for rotation. So Arizona, Washington, from everywhere for physical therapy or physical therapy assistants. So that's where we get a lot of our internships. And then obviously we try to just find good physical therapists that are already in practice that are doing good things, and if we can get them to come on to PIC PT and see the vision and want to grow with it. That's been a great thing too, because I've been talking to other physical therapists in different areas about potentially, starting their own PIC PT in their area. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got to say that there's a reason that we have you on the show compared to some of the others out there, and that's because of your vision, your leadership, and your desire to be that entrepreneur that's growing their practice. And that's the kind of people that we want to have set the example for people to watch and talk in business. Absolutely, you've got some great things going with PIC PT. So give any other entrepreneurial advice that people could get from you. You've taken it and taken the ball, and you're rolling big time with it over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
What's anything else that you could give the advice?
So the other advice I would like to give is, I mentioned about like your employees are your biggest assets. So you got to have the right people around you. Nate's a great example of that.
Couldn't be a better man.
No, yeah. So the other example, or the key factor in a successful business, is being able to put in the time for your business. So if your employees are working 40 hours a week, you probably need to be working like whatever it takes, 80 hours a week to
50, 60 at least.
Yeah, you need to be successful. So for me, I see patients and I do management, but even at the end of the day, I'm still working. I'm still thinking about how can I take PIC PT or my business to the next level. So I think that makes a huge difference, because a lot of people they want to do it and they have the excitement for it, but they aren't willing to do the work that it takes to make a business successful.
This is the joys and the pains of being an entrepreneur, is doing what he just said, is the extra hours and the extra efforts that it takes to do that. And
but it pays off. At some point you can scale back, but honestly, the difference between you, and it's not saying that other physical therapy places are bad. I'm not trying to suggest that at all, but you have a bigger vision, because if you just want to go create a high paying job for yourself, you could have done that one shop and get after it. Right. Mm-hmm. But I like the Apex, mainly because I like high school athletics and the kids that want to go on. I think our area doesn't serve them well in being faster, stronger, and more agile and things like that, where Apex type places do.
Catered for that.
But so are you working in Apex at some level yourself?
I am. So I work in Idaho Falls on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays all day, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I work up in Rexburg all day. So it's kind of hard. I used to work less, and now I'm working more because I've gotten busier. And plus, like with more clinics, more management. So like you said, like in the future, I'm going to try to scale back.
You will.
But so I see patients there in Idaho Falls. We're actually going to be hiring another person on another provider, hopefully in the next month or two at Idaho Falls. So good.
And so in addition to PIC, then we have asking more specific about Apex. What's kind of the philosophy that you're trying to accomplish with Apex because these are primarily high school age or junior high school age kids?
Yeah, so one of our guys there, Garrett, he kind of manages that side of the gym. He's a partner of mine, and he's all about wanting to provide like a great community atmosphere for the gym where everyone feels comfortable coming in. So if I have a 75-year-old patient with MS, that she feels as comfortable as a 16-year-old football athlete. Yeah. So we really try to encourage that. Always very positive coming into the gym for everyone that does it. And then, our big things is, performance training. So we're really big onto like strength training. That's a big component that we do. I know some areas want to focus on, speed, but like we are super focused on a lot of strength training. Right. So, and as you've probably seen, some of the high school football teams are different in different areas, and I think part of that's because of their strength and conditioning programs. Yeah. So we really focus on that.
Yeah, no, wow. I think that's
absolutely great. You can see the vision that this entrepreneur has. He comes from a great family. His dad, Brad Pickering's kicked my butt many a times in racquetball, and great family. It's great to have this. That you're not only carrying on the family's, helping with making sure that the business that your dad started, but you're also going out there on your own and starting new business as well. So absolutely great. We wish you the best. Tell us about this. Is there anything else that you wanted to about PIC PT?
No, I mean, other than like, if you're looking for physical therapy in Southeast Idaho and you want a good experience and you also want to get good quality of care, pick PT.
Yeah, I like it.
What's the website they can look you up at? Pickpt.com?
Yep, pickpt.com.
Pickpt.com. It's playing on some words there. So absolutely great. Talk to us about this closing quote that you have there.
Yeah, so starting and growing a business is as much about the innovation, drive, and determination of the people who do it as it is about the product they sell. And that was a quote from Elon Musk. I think he's the richest person in the world right now.
Yeah. He's up there, so we got a little typo in that one. There you go. He's fixing it. He caught it too. He still got it wrong. Now fix it. THE.
That's okay.
But I like that quote just because, like when I talked about earlier, it's not always about the products or the services you provide are important, but it's the people that you surround yourself around or your employees are just as important. So that's a big important thing for me.
And you can inspire them for more too, because it sounds like Pick PT is all about giving people opportunity, not just come and punch a clock.
It is, yeah. It is. It's very different from other companies in physical therapy. So, and then the only other thing that it's a little bit of a side subject, but I also have a Facebook group that I wanted to promote. So it's called Support East Idaho Local Business. Yeah. And I created it during COVID just because I was like, I'm a little bit slower. My students have left, or my patients that were students left. So I created this Facebook group.
Support East Idaho.
Support East Idaho Local Business.
Local Business.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. So we have 7,000 members, and it's a great way to, if you want to support a business or you have a business and you want to try to get some marketing out there and get it in front of people that want to support local, then I definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
That's some of those pages have just come alive during Facebook, so absolutely encourage you to look that up. So great. Well, we appreciate you being here, Dr. Cordell Pickering, Pick PT Therapy. I'm going to ask you to stay here and talk about you've been one of those people that have grown and been a successful entrepreneur, but we wanted to give some tips out there, 10 tips to grow your small business. So. We're just going to go through these, and a lot of this isn't rocket science, kind of like he talked about Elon Musk quote, but hey, these are some great things that the entrepreneurs need to pay attention to. So number one, understanding who your customer is, and if you don't understand that, then you're probably going to be spinning your wheels for a while. But you got to understand who that is so you can learn how to market to those people, directly to those people.
Yeah, learn to delegate, which again, that's what you're working towards, it sounds like, in getting out of the hands-on. Not that you don't want to work with your patients, but if you're truly going to be impactful in the lives of the people that work with you and in people that need your help, you're going to have to sit back to manage a bigger thing, right? And if you don't delegate, you're going to need more than 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't work that way.
Yep. That's something that he definitely has done. Provide an exceptional customer experience, consumer experience, and we've talked about this in some of our trainings before. You've got to create that memorable experience that's going to get them coming back to you. And if you don't do that, they're going to go somewhere else if there's just anything that might go wrong. But you've got to provide that exceptional customer experience that makes them want to come back.
I have a great example of that. So just today, one of my physical therapy assistants up in Rexburg texted me, and she's like, hey, one of your patients came in. I do custom orthotics, and so I have someone make them, and it's, my company that makes them has been behind. So I think I ordered them at the start of March, and it still hadn't gotten here. So he came in, he's a little bit upset. So she texted me, and I just text him. I said, hey, sorry, this is what's going on. He just let me know, hey, I appreciate you letting me know. And I said, I'll make sure to text you right when I get them. It should be tomorrow. So that's going that step to provide, he is initially was supposed to be exceptional with getting the orthotics, but there's been delays, and it's just taking that extra effort to make sure everything is exceptional.
That little phone call experience that just saved that customer from a 1-star review to kept it at a 5. So that's the way I like to look at it.
Yeah.
Good. Leverage the competitor's insight. So you got to always know what the competitors are doing and how you can make sure that you're always a step ahead of the competitors out there.
Yeah, and build and use an email list, and I even think on top of that, even some tech with texting is also good. But
It is.
But people still read email.
Free marketing,
Yeah.
that's what you call it.
Yeah,
So
and
you should be collecting an email, whether it's texting or emailing them. I can guarantee you that it's the cheapest form of advertising out there.
Yeah.
Sending an email does not cost a stamp or radio or anything like that. It doesn't cost anything to send them an email besides your time. So form strategic partnerships. I think you can see that with Dr. Pickering here, that he's lined himself up with some great people in his business. So it's crucial in his business.
Yeah. Asking for referrals. It's interesting. Sometimes that seems so simple, but sometimes when people start looking inwardly and start asking clients, why don't you refer people to us? The answer is I was never asked to. I mean, at a high rate, like it's 78% of the time they're not asked to. So that simple thing of, hey, we're PT Pickering, or sorry, picking PT, pick PT. We're trying to grow our business. Will you refer your friends to us? Just that question alone you'll see referrals. And that isn't just obviously for you. I deal with people in the beauty space and I'm always hounding on them. Did you ask for referrals? Well, no, at least they're honest. Well, then fix that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And for us, like, referrals are pretty important because we get referrals from physicians.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a super important component. But, there's other ways to get referrals. It's, you can do it through online. If you have really great reviews, people are looking online all the time for different services or products. And then, just from word of mouth is a super important thing as well.
For sure.
It's very good. Build strong business processes. Because we've got this, almost all of our trainings go back to the E-Myth book. Yeah. And this is one of the things that you learn in the E-Myth book, to build strong business processes. Diversify your product lines and build and use a sales funnel. Those are just absolutely some key things to do. We didn't talk about this at the beginning, but I want to give away $50 to that Grow Business class.
Boy, take him up on that.
So $50 gift certificate. Boy, at the beginning of today's show, when Dr. Pickering came on, he talked about his alma mater of college that he went to, his first college that he went to.
I'd say more Brian talked about it, but yeah.
I might have. It's the coolest school around. So if you can text me, if you want to put my cell phone, text me, and the first person to do that will get a $50 off that. If you're interested in the Grow Business class, we've got a $50 off certificate for you. So it starts next Tuesday for that. So it's a simple answer. Tell us the coolest school in the West.
Coolest school in the West.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Dr. Pickering, for helping us with that little training. Let's talk about next week. I'll be on a beach. Toes in the sand.
We'll be on a beach
in Florida. Yep. So we will miss Tyler next week. But next week we're going to have Dr. Mark.
Well, we'll just start calling everybody Doctor now.
Mayor. He goes with a different title of Mayor Mark Carroll from the city of Blackfoot. I've worked on different committees with this guy, and absolutely he is a mover and a shaker down there in the city of Blackfoot. And he's a little nervous to be on the show.
Good.
But guess what?
Good.
We're going to make him feel comfortable next week. Yeah. He's got some big things happening in the city of Blackfoot. So we're going to welcome him to the show next week. And we're going to end the show today. And you'll see a video all about that Tyson's put together here at New Line Media, talking about some work that he does. So we'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. All right, that's the end of the show. We give a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Why does Construction Business TV exist? Because construction is happening all around us, and you need to know what's going on. Because we love construction. Because we appreciate the men and women who build this great country. Because local construction news is what matters to you. Because contractors need a voice. Because the great people who make up the construction industry in your area deserve it. What is construction business? Job listings, contractor reviews, community and family, construction news, new projects, bidding opportunities, solutions, our stories. Where is Construction Business TV? The scenic valley of Idaho Falls. Who is Construction Business TV? Construction Business TV is you.